Hello there friends, it's been a while since we had a video. Actually, I was just waiting for an official announcement from Navi or Cloud9. But for now, nothing like that happened, and there's a lot of news accumulated also, so today's video won't feature the biggest transfer in CSGO history. However, there have been many roster changes, reshuffles in Brazil, and there's news about Perfecto and Electronic joining Cloud9 again, and much more, so let's get straight to it. Let's begin with official reshuffles. Many rumors from a month ago are still coming true. For example, the former FaZe analyst Innershine has officially become the new coach of Aurora. I highly recommend watching the announcement if you haven't yet, because it's like a reference to The Shining. Well, let's see what comes out of this. Aurora might climb up into the top 10, or maybe not much will change. Moving on to official transfers following Jerry and Zorte, Krat has also decided to leave Forze. He will consider any offers, but if nothing comes up, he will stay in Forze just like Jerry and Zorte. It would be funny in the end if the whole 5 of them just continue playing on the same club. I mean, they made all the noise and then will just stay. And the same can be said for EG. Evil Geniuses had huge plans for the off-season. Electronic, Elige, Zorte, Jax. But you know what happened? They simply disbanded their current lineup. That's what I call perfect management. They got rid of the coach, the captain, all the players, and only Ultimatic remained from the 5. If you were expecting EG to become a new top team, you were very wrong. In the end, they just moved their second lineup to the main one, and now they have 6 players in the team. And Rush will be a substitute. Apparently nobody informed him about it, because he immediately wrote on Twitter that he's looking for a new team. I guess only true geniuses will understand what's going on there. Why did Refresh join the team? He probably doesn't understand himself right now. Well, and here's how Nealon summed it up. Well, what can I say in this situation? I'm very disappointed that we couldn't achieve goals that we wanted to. Get back EG to top 10 best teams in the world. I think there were some reasons. I want to say thanks to everyone who believed in me and helped me on this way. It was an honor to play alongside with you. I earned a ton of experience in Tier 1 and grew up as IGL and as a person. And I know what I'm capable of. I'm ready for the new adventures. So, another captain has become available. We have a whole bunch of in-game leaders. Something has definitely changed in the meta, as captains used to be held onto tightly, but now it's different. By the way, EG's director confirmed in an interview that they seriously considered a European lineup. Elige was this close to joining. Things has almost worked out with Zorte, and he talked about Jax. As for Electronic, he just mentioned an unreal buyout price. In short, EG could have become a formidable force in Europe, but for various reasons they decided against it and chose EG Black. What do you think, guys? Did they make the right choice, or it will be another failure? And we're done with the official reshuffles. There are still some Brazilian changes, but we will discuss them a bit later. Now, let's move on to your favorite topic, rumors. Oh yes, and we have a chunky pack of them as always. First of all, it's still unclear what will happen with Fnatic. According to rumors, only Messi and someone else will remain in the team, and one of the owners shared some news. As people on Discord talk, he mentioned that the new lineup will be built around Messi and Crims. The bold legend from Fnatic is certainly surprising. He has been in the pro scene for so many years and he's still very good. But what will happen to other players? Now OG. As reported by Nell, Fasher may end up in OG, just like Keto, who was removed from BIG a few days ago. The remaining trio is quite obvious: Nexa, Fiku and Regali. There were rumors about Cypher before, but apparently the teams couldn't reach an agreement. By the way, many lineups are being assembled specifically for Blast, so don't take this information as something that will remain permanent. For example, although OG announced this 5 for Blast, Nell writes that, like Navi, they may change their new lineup many times. Moreover, they haven't officially presented their roster yet. We will talk about that later, but for now, let's get back to the other Fnatic players, because that's where things get really interesting. Remember Nell wrote that now is the perfect time for TSM to make a comeback? They wanted to assemble a tier 1 lineup with true stars, and now they have the opportunity. Whether Nell knew something or it just happened coincidentally, but there's a lot of news about TSM and who are they considering. According to information from Harumi, the new team formation is being handled by Extaz, and from there things started rolling. First, Nell added to the picture that Dupree, Jax and Saracen could potentially be a part of the lineup. However, nothing has been signed yet, and the parties are only in negotiations. While Jax is a free agent, the other two are still under contracts. Then, rumors started circulating that TSM is also in talks with Kayron, and in addition to that, Nikodos may also join the team. So, TSM is currently in talks with almost all the stars who are teamless. In theory, they could also sign Glaive as the captain and make a strong entrance into the Tier 1 scene. Also, Zepnix is available as well as Aztag and many other top players. It seems that we're witnessing the formation of a new top tier team that could make a lot of noise in CS2. Exciting times ahead. In addition to TSM, various bookmakers as Bad Boom are actively forming rosters. There's also information that some popular Twitch streamers also want to assemble their teams. For example, according to Overdrive, a prominent blogger and server holder, Cybershock, is forming a new lineup around the former Navi star Flamey. And let's not forget about M80. These guys also wanted to make their mark in CSGO and CS2. In general, it seems that we have a whole ton of new lineups forming. Hopefully, they will be truly competitive and not just for the sake of tournaments like Home Sweet Home. Now, let's discuss a few more rumors, most of them according to Overdrive and Harumi.
Из интересного Декстером интересовались Маус и Fnatic, а Донком Vitality.
Well, Harumi provided some information about Sprout. They have signed Wonderful, which makes sense as there have been rumors about it for several months. The roster is also expected to include Alpha, Xelo, and Zyphon. Now, let's move on to the news about Navi and Cloud9. Will there be a trade? Will the biggest transfer of the summer or even in the history of CSGO happen? Let's break it down. Firstly, Overdrive claimed that Cloud9 paid over $2 million for Perfecto and Electronic. That's twice the value of the entire Gambit roster when they transferred it to Cloud9, and that's a terrifying number. Does it mean that we're witnessing the most expensive transfer in CSGO history? Nico's move to G2 cost around $1 million, Daxter was valued at $300,000 and Monacy at $600,000. There haven't been any other high-profile transfers in recent years, so if the reported $2 million is accurate for just two players, it would be indeed a massive deal. Following this news, Shiro posted a mysterious emoji, and Exile even shared an Uno card, hinting at a trade. It's unclear whether it's a trade involving Nefani and Buster from Cloud9 or just $2 million. Meanwhile, other sources claim that Navi will attend Blast with their current roster, Alexi B, IM, JL, Simple, and Beat. Dust2 also reported this. Additionally, the organization is seeking a new English-speaking analyst. In general, the rumors are confirming once again, and the next confirmation comes in the form of insights about NPL. Several people mentioned that NPL played practice matches with B8 Esports. He's still in the trials phase, and there's no talking about the transfer yet. As for Apex, HLTV reports that Kakanito will replace GL. Official announcements have yet to be made, but the roster shuffle continues. By the way, there was also some mad news that Navi approached Nico to join their roster. Nico himself mentioned it on Twitter and declined the offer. Many perceived it as a joke, but there are rumors that it was indeed a real offer. It's hard to say how to interpret it, but that's what we have. Well, there have been numerous opinions expressed by many people regarding the new rosters of Navi and Cloud9. For example, here's what Thorin said. Alexi B Simple looks like one of the most exciting pairings in years. Sky is the limit for what they could accomplish. On the other hand, former Navi coach Kane doesn't seem to have much faith in the new roster. From a sports results perspective, it's difficult to make any definite statements, as we are soon transitioning to a new version of the game. They might be able to win one of the last CSGO tournaments for morale, but afterwards it will all depend on the strength of motivation within the team. However, I don't believe they will reach the top. Now, let's discuss the new Cloud9 lineup. Almost everyone is saying that the new roster will be much stronger, but there are different opinions as well. For example, Kayron doesn't have much confidence in the new potential lineup. Everyone rates this Cloud9 roster as the world's #1, but I don't think so. Electronic isn't better than Nefani. Individually, yes, but as a captain, definitely not. On the other hand, Boomich has provided a comprehensive breakdown of everything. He gave a detailed interview discussing both the new Navi and Cloud9 lineups. I believe transitioning to an international lineup means a complete rebuild for Navi. They will have to start all over again in search of stability. Changing the language for Simple and Bit will be challenging, and now there's a new game coming out. If Navi used to be considered favorites in every tournament, I wouldn't say that now. As for the new Cloud9 lineup, it's a fantastic reinforcement. announcement. Perhaps it will be one of the strongest lineups in the history of the CIS region. But we need to wait for official information. Insiders can say one thing, but reality might be different. Is Electronic better than Nefani? It's hard to judge. It's a very provocative question. Electronic has had very little experience as a captain. I think Electronic understands the game better than Nefani, but as a captain, I don't know honestly. Electronic may handle the role of an IGL well, but still, when I was on the team, he played his position, perfectly fulfilling his role as a star player. His understanding of the game helped with that. Now, it may be difficult for him to control all the processes as a captain, and it's something new. Maybe in the future he will become a great captain. I can only wish him luck if that's what he wants. Do I miss the team? Of course, nostalgia sometimes kicks in, and you miss the guys. Have I written to them? I asked how they're doing, but I didn't get any details. They didn't say much. Do you think about getting back together? Yes. And regarding the rumors about $1 million for each Perfecto and Electronic, the price for Electronic is reasonable. Personally, I would give $700,000 for Perfecto. Not because he's worse, but because Electronic has made a name for himself, played more and was a star player. But Perfecto was also a star after I left, showing consistent high-level CS. Question. At some point, Blade was often asked to compare you and Electronic as captains. Blade always said that Electronic is better, and here's what Boomich answered. Blade has his own vision as a coach. I think there are moments where I'm better, and there are moments where Electronic is better, but I wouldn't compare us. I reacted fine to it. Perhaps such words are needed to support their new captain. I don't take it personally. I have my head on my shoulders, and people in my new team believe in me. I didn't pay much attention to those news. And that's a wrap of a lengthy interview from Boomich. He says Navi is no longer the favorites, but Cloud9 is. He also responded to Blade's previous statements, it seems. Now we're waiting Boomich to join Cloud9 to make it more interesting to watch battles between Cloud9 and Navi. One thing can make you wonder. No transfer has been announced. Nothing has been officially confirmed. Yet people are discussing the new lineups, which might end up being completely different. This sparked a big discussion on Twitter, initiated by Dupree. I wish the scene would act a bit more professional at times. We've witnessed an absurd amount of leaks in the last week or so, and I believe it's because people can't shut up and keep things just a tad confidential. It's a disappointing step in the wrong direction for our industry. This led to a huge discussion in the community, with some supporting Dupree and others taking the opposite stance. In my opinion, Nell responded the best. He stated that CS is growing, it's a big business, and you have to play by its rules. Any rumors and reshuffles are excellent promotion boosts, and organizations themselves understand this. That's why leaks happen. I remember someone saying that it's impossible to know the rumors about Navi because everything is kept very secretive, but now we know the new lineup weeks before the announcement. In football, for example, rumors about transfer happen practically every second. It's a whole separate industry, and I believe it actually fuels interest in the game and the pro scene. So friends, what do you think about this? Write your thoughts in the comments. And finally, regarding Brazilian reshuffles. Henny officially left MIBR, and before that Turtle was removed. So now they only have 3 players, but according to insides, not for long, because at the same time Drop was removed from Furia. It was super logical and had been talked about for a long time, and now it's official. Everyone is waiting for Fallen, who is supposed to replace Safi, and Cello from Imperial is expected to come in for Drop, and these 2 players are already in active negotiations with MIBR. I hope you're not getting confused in these Brazilian dramas. In Imperial, it's likely that Phelps from Flaxo will join. There are also replacements happening in Pain and 00 Nation. In short, the Brazilians are like just living on the other planet. They decided not to lag behind Europe and will have their own major reshuffles this summer. That's basically everything that has happened in these 4 days. We're waiting for official announcements and new rumors. I'm sure there will be many more. And to make sure you don't miss anything CSGO and CS2 related, subscribe to the channel and we'll see you soon.